Hello, everyone. Please hit that like button as you guys come in. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button as you guys come in. Good evening, everybody, or good afternoon. I hope you guys are doing well. Please hit that like button as you come in. Let me just put my banner up. Okay. All right. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Married to Medicine. I have quite a bit that I want to talk about the latest episode of Married to Medicine. So all I ask is that please hit that like button as you come in. Okay, so let's go. So the start of the episode, I thought it was really interesting. The girls were doing their thing on the boat. I feel like Contessa is a very, very good host. So far, the way that she has been handling this whole thing, she has been doing such a great job as a host. So I personally think Angel and anybody who needs to do an event needs to learn from Contessa. That's how you throw an event. That's how you host a girls trip. I think she did a fabulous job. Now, what I actually really wanted to talk about, and this is what I noticed, was when the guys were over there doing their own thing whilst the ladies were on the boat. I thought it was very, very interesting that someone literally said, "We can't let the blind man win." And there was something about the way that was said that was so entertaining to me. It cracked me up so much. And I was just like, you guys are so funny. Um, but did you guys notice the way King spoke to the guys? He was more supportive and empathetic than he usually is. I thought that that was very, very interesting. The way it was just like the way King moves is so different from how the way he moves with Quad is so different from the way he moves with the men. When he is talking to the men, he really gives the impression he's such a supportive man. I'm supportive of Quad, and we're trying to have a baby. And that's how he moves. However, when you look at the way in which he has conversations with Quad, it's literally like night and day. It's completely like night and day. It's so completely different. And so when you just think about it like that, it's like, why are you trying to pretend in front of your little friends that you are this nice, kind man when in reality that is not what you are, or that is not who you are to Quad. Um so let me see if I can get a clip of that. I was trying to see if I can get a clip of that from OMFG, um, reality TV. If I cannot get a clip, that is fine. Um, but if I can get a clip, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about, and you'll see that it's such a huge contrast with the way he was talking to the guys. Um, if I can't get a clip through Instagram, let me try and see if I can get a clip through YouTube. Because it was like night and day. Honestly, it was like night and day. Give me a second, guys. Please hit that like button. In the meantime, please hit that like button in the meantime. Let me see if I can find the clip. I cannot find the clip. I just saw love and hip hop. It looks like a lot of people are talking about love and hip hop, but that's not what I'm trying to find. I hate when you're trying to find something and then that's when you cannot find it. Um, but I actually wanted to show you guys the clip, but that's the bit I can't find. Okay, that is okay. I think we will proceed without it. Let me just do one last thing. If I cannot find it, then we will have to proceed without it. Nope. All I keep seeing are reviews. I cannot see that anyone covered this on YouTube so I can play the clip. Okay, so unfortunately, guys, I don't have the clip to play for you guys. But if you guys know and have a clip, you would see what it is I was talking about. He was so nice in the way in which he talked to the men. He spoke as a man who was a supportive husband. That was the way he was coming across. But if you compare that to how he was with Quad, you know that it was like night and day. When he was speaking to Quad, he was completely different. He was talking about, does she cry her a river? How is she? Like, the way he was just, or did she cry her a river? The way he was just talking to her was just reminiscent of somebody who does not give a dang, someone who does not want to be with that woman. And he's just there for a good time, not a long time. And so I'm not surprised that they definitely did break up. But let's shift gears a little bit because I know we have talked about Quad at length. The other thing I really wanted to talk about was Heavenly. Heavenly is a problem. Did you guys see how Heavenly kissed Simone? Heavenly is a problem. That is absolutely disgusting. There is no reason that Heavenly should be kissing Simone on her face, right next to her mouth, on her mouth, whatever the case is. There is no reason Heavenly should have been kissing Simone. Look at all of the things that Heavenly did and said about Simone. You mean to tell me, right, that being out here and kissing Simone on the mouth is okay? Makes absolutely no sense. No sense whatsoever. Why would you be kissing her in the mouth? Why? Next to her mouth, close enough to her mouth. I don't care what that was. Not acceptable. If Simone went to HR now and said she kissed me in the mouth, that is sexual assault, Heavenly would get fired. If Simone did the same thing that it is alleged that Heavenly did by going up to the higher ups to claim that Simone was being violent, imagine that Simone took that kiss and went over to HR and said this was unwanted contact. This is harassment. This is SA. Right? What do you think would happen? Heavenly would have to get fired because that is unwanted contact. And so I feel like there needs to be limits. And the way that Heavenly has gotten away with a lot of things, if that was somebody else, it would not have gone down the way it has. Right? So it's absolutely diabolical that that is even acceptable behavior to begin with. It shouldn't be like that. It's a complete waste of time. I really don't understand what the purpose of that was. You're out here trying to kiss somebody in the mouth? Like, girl, what are you trying to do? And it was also so embarrassing to see her navigate the political conversations. You guys know that I've always said my issue with Heavenly running for office or whatever it is she's running for is the fact that every time she gets the opportunity to speak, she does not say anything that I feel like is crucial to why she is running for office. Instead, it sounds like personal, vested, emotional interest. Definitely need a whole lot more than that. A whole lot more than that. So I definitely think that that is not okay. And I think that that is not how you should be showing up. But I will play that clip for you guys because I need you all to see it for yourselves. So let me share my screen. Of course, this is YouTube, so I have to keep pausing because I do not want no drama with the YouTube people. So let me share my screen and then let's get into it. Virgil, you do not want to be told the truth. You had such an issue because Toya said she's not going to vote for you. So at the end of the day, I don't think this is going to end well. Those were my initial thoughts as I saw that, because I was like, yeah, I don't really trust I don't really trust that at all. But guys, please hit that like button as you come in. Let me just put that on the screen and then let's get into it. Okay.
I don't think Heavenly can handle criticism. She's not quite ready for hard questions.
She is not. If you're going to ask to play that sort of game, you should have at least been prepped before that. And this is the thing, it's like people that feel like, oh, I can just like get on and set things off and do all of that. Like, no, maybe not. Maybe you need a whole lot more to be. You are not a felon is the reason that people should vote for you. Are you okay? Is something wrong with you? Are some screws loose in your head? What do you think this is? What do you think that this is? That people just vote for people just because they are not felons? Like, the bar must be in hell, because that bar is way too low if you're really being like, oh, vote for me because I'm not a felon. Like, what are we doing? It's so bizarre. Like, and this is why I personally just don't take this whole thing seriously, because you had one opportunity. Every single time that you've had an opportunity to talk about why you are running, you said stupid-ish. So I don't even know if this is your strategy, or you're just that stupid, or you're just not caught out for this sort of job and position that you are trying to run for. But whatever the case may be, this ain't it. That we are setting, is that how the political system in the country has become, that the bar is so straight down in hell that it's like someone just basically saying that they are not a felon is a huge achievement as to why you want to run for a political office? Like, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? Absolutely ridiculous. What are we doing? I'm going to put a live poll where I'm going to ask you guys to vote. Let me just set up that poll really quickly. Would you guys vote for Heavenly? Because I want to know. Maybe Heavenly has some fans over here, because I don't get it. Okay. So I've asked you guys, would you guys vote for Heavenly? I want you guys to please interact with the live poll and let me know if you guys would be voting for Heavenly. If you had an opportunity to vote, would you be voting yes for Heavenly, or would you be voting no for Heavenly? Put it in the chat. Okay, let me keep playing this because the bar is clearly in hell.
Girl, you got some work to do.
Who's your political mentor?
Heavenly, Jackie is trying to help you. Jackie gave you an opportunity. It was like a wonderful opportunity for you to be like, oh, I'm inspired by the way this person ran and how this person did this for their community. She could have said any of these things, but no. Watch what it is that she says. This is a very simple question for someone who is truly running, for someone who really wants the job. Now watch.
I have several. Quad Web Lunsford is one.
So Quad is one. Even look at Quad, just looking like, what the hell are we doing here? Of all the people that you can raise and talk about the fact that you feel like this person is a good fit, Quad, what does Quad know about politics? What does she know about politics? Where is this coming from? Right? Like, it is just so odd. And I'm just like, do you want the job or not? Do you want the job or no? That's my question. So then she's like, oh, I'm married to that man. So then you don't even know your girl's last name. Like, are you okay? Oh.
I hadn't been lost since 2019.
I'm tired of making excuses for you, Heavenly.
Exactly. hear what this girl said. I'm tired of making excuses for you. Because you know that you have been making excuses and riding for Heavenly and running behind Heavenly like you're her little puppy. This is bizarre. She had the opportunity to talk about why she is running for office and she couldn't even get it out. Talking about Quad is her mentor. Are we being serious? She's a hot person who has a girl. Are you running for office or are you running to be her bestie? Like, what? What are we doing? What is this, honey? That's how I feel. What is this? What is this? You know, like,
Bling, bling, bling. Bitches is mad.
this is it. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, ma'am? In the words of Heavenly, she probably thinks the bees are mad, but the bees are not mad. The bees are shocked that this is how you are handling things, and you say you want to represent us, right? Look at Contessa just getting her life. Contessa is over there laughing her A off.
Knows how to. She is hot. She's fine.
She can't even say anything. She's hot. She's fine. Girl, what? You all may hate Toya, but Toya was right. Is this what you guys want to vote for? Is this what you guys want to vote for? And for those who may not know, there is a poll in the chat. Please take part in the poll. I'm asking you guys if you guys would vote for Heavenly. So if you did have a chance, would you vote for Heavenly or would you just not vote for her? So please engage in the live chat, please, or in the live poll.
But she's a person that's very passionate. Not only that, she's a great speaker, somebody that I've seen her work.
It's all well and good for that to be, but in politics, choose a mentor who is already in politics. You are trying to get the people to take you seriously, and then the one opportunity you get to speak about a mentor, you are talking about Quad. Are you okay? That's your friend. That's your friend, Jackie. She could have said anybody, but chose to say Quad. And it's like, girl, are you even taking your bloody thing seriously? Are you taking it seriously? Or are you just playing in these people's faces? Do you want the job or nah? I guess that's what we gotta ask. Do you want the job or nah?
Okay, Heavenly, we're not ready for this.
That's your friend. You are not ready for this. She is not. She is not. And that's what that's what we've been trying to tell the people. You know? But people have just thought you guys are haters. You guys don't want to vote for Heavenly, blah, blah, blah. We need a black woman in the office. Just because she is a black woman does not mean that she will be on the side of black people. Just because she is a black woman does not mean that she will support black issues. This is why you need to ask the people, what is it that you are saying that you will do differently? Right? And I just don't feel like she is letting the people know that, because she doesn't even know what she wants to do. She has no mentors but Quad. Good question, Angel. Angel is trying to help you out. Angel is like, okay, fine. Let's go about how are you the most qualified? Let's help a sister out. Hopefully she can pitch and talk about why she's the most qualified. Listen to the BS that she spews. Y'all, listen.
Run multi-million-dollar businesses. This is a
girl. You run multi-dollar businesses, and this is a business. This ain't a business. This is about people's lives. This is about being able to make and effect changes that will affect the lives of regular people, different types of people outside of businesses. So it's given that she has a vested interest, because whatever she does is going to facilitate the expansion of her business. But it's like, beyond that, why are you the most qualified? Running a business isn't enough.
business, right? I've done payroll.
I've done payroll. Really? If you're going to say you've done payroll and then like align that to some political concern or political issue, then I'll hear that. But the fact that you have done payroll being the reason why you want to run for office, ridiculous.
Hire people. I've been a mother. If you've been a mother and a wife, you can do anything.
Girl. What? Am I too hard on her, please? Let me know in the chat if you all think I'm too hard on the lady. But I genuinely believe that she's not answering the questions the way she should be answering the questions. I personally don't think so. And this is not the kind of person I would vote for. And anyone that votes for someone who cannot even articulate why they are running for office because you like them is part of the problem. This is why you or some people end up with terrible leaders. Because if you're voting based on emotional aspects and, oh, you like the person, but what is it that they can do? What qualifications do they have? What do they bring to the table? What are some of the policies that they are focused on and talking about and are passionate about? These are the things that you need to know before you're voting for anybody.
Wow, your brain really has you delusional.
Well, Simone ain't wrong. Simone is not wrong because what?
I have a vested interest in this area because I have businesses in this area and I'm opening other businesses in this area.
So, selfishness. There is no sense of community. You're saying that because you have a vested interest by way of your business, plus the fact that you are also looking to open another business in that area, is definitely given vested interest. On a more serious note, right? Beyond this whole vested interest BS, what else can you bring to the table? What can you do for your community? What are some of the issues that you have seen in the community that you want to rectify? That's what I would have expected her to be talking about, as opposed to she's a mother, she's a wife. No disrespect to anyone that's a mother or a wife. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when you're running for a political office, those are not some of the things that I'm thinking you need to lead with. You can add that to it, but those are not what you lead with. Here, it sounds like that's all she got going on for her. I heard one thing, you want to open a Medicaid office. Okay. So that's one thing policy related that we have heard. And it's like, I would have appreciated if she led with that, because look at everyone else. Nobody seemed to care anymore about what she is saying. Jackie, her friend, is over there having a private conversation with Toya, because now everyone's focus is no longer on what you're saying. When you had the people's attention, you should have grabbed that attention. You should have told them all the amazing things you would do for them. Instead, you chose not to do that. You chose to lead with being a mother, being a wife, owning a business, or owning businesses. When the people wanted to hear what you would do for the community, you talked about your vested interest. What about the people's interest? What about what would help the community? Right? So now that you're talking about something that is great, nobody is listening because you started off with nonsense. You're meant to start off with your strongest points.
ISL.
Be doing this on a yacht. I'm sorry. We are meant to be shaking that ass on a yacht, like having fun, enjoying ourselves, dancing, and now we're over here talking about politics, and you're not even saying anything that is like substantial enough.
This isn't yacht life. This isn't fun. I feel trapped.
Toya said, I feel trapped. Bless her for actually completely keeping quiet. Normal Toya would have said something in between it. I think she just decided, you know what? She's already digging herself in a hole. Let me just let her dig herself right into that hole and stay out of it.
Also,
see? Right? She was out here trying to root for you, and look at you, acting a dang fool.
You sure you're ready for office?
All right, guys.
I definitely don't think so. But let's see what the people are saying in the comments. So nobody's going to give my girl Toya props for sitting back and being quiet the whole time. I mean, the whole time. She did not say ish. Evelyn should have practiced some of the answers beforehand. Let me like that. That is true. You all must forget about Eric Mays. Heavenly would be a girl. I don't understand what that means. That's not an activity I like to indulge in on a relaxing cruise. Absolutely. I don't take anyone seriously who runs because they have businesses. How can they help in government? That idea is that us is what has us in this mess. Yep. Government services should not be run like a shouldn't be run like a for-profit business. That's when you stop caring about people and only care about numbers. Exactly. This is what I was trying to articulate, but I don't think I articulated it as good as this lady did. Like, you shouldn't be thinking of it as a business. This is for you to help the community. It's literally you doing a public service, right? And so you then coming on and acting like it's supposed to be like some wonderful for profit opportunity is just ridiculous to me. Someone said I love Simone. It's the confessionals. Heavenly needs to have several seats. This is terribly sad. Simone and Toya has me cracking up as usual. Heavenly, please, this is so hard to watch. Simone is exhausting. What else does she add other than hating Heavenly? What did Simone do here now? Like, seriously. Someone say hating on Heavenly. What? She's stating the facts. Who the F would think she's qualified? Like, exactly. And if you are being asked why you're qualified and you can't even articulate why you're qualified, so whose fault is that? Whose problem is that? That is a you thing. You were given the opportunity to prove all the naysayers and prove Toya and Simone wrong, but you didn't. You had one opportunity and you botched it. So you have yourself to blame, not the girls. Okay, so let's move on. Let me just check my notes, honey, because I think I ran off script playing this clip for you guys. That was not part of the plan initially. Okay, so for the gala event, I feel like Quad was being a bit dramatic with the timing of her actually bringing up the egg freezing, not egg freezing, the IVF issue. I thought the timing was very, very weird because they were talking about something completely different. And then in comes Quad, and they literally cut Toya off about the Med Gala, and Quad decides to speak on what she wanted to speak on. I would have appreciated for people who are so quick to say Toya chimes in and cuts people off. It would have been nice to not also cut her off in that moment, especially if the people seem to hate doing that so much, right? So I thought that was very interesting that she just chimed in. It was very weird. It was almost like maybe production where like you need to get it out now or something. And it was just like from having a conversation about the gala to the random crying and then just completely randomly chiming in. I thought that that was so weird. Like I just didn't even know how to place it. So yeah, that I found that very, very weird. I think that, yeah. Now, in all fairness, I will say she was a bit dramatic with the timing of bringing it up, but I do feel bad for her. Like, it's one thing to feel like you were told and people warned you to and advise you to do egg freezing, and then you don't do egg freezing. So you constantly feel like you played yourself by not doing that. And I know how sad it can be where you start to even blame yourself for your reality because you did not do egg freezing when you could have, right? And so I definitely feel bad for her. I definitely feel bad for her. I wish that hopefully like hopefully she can get what she wants in the future. But it was very sad to also see the way King spoke to her, saying that she's crying a river, or oh, you went there and cried up a river. Like that is so odd. Making jokes about there's no baby, something about no baby around her, or no baby, nothing baby about her. Like all those little things were just giving it was seeming like a huge jab. And when you think about it, it's like, why is that even necessary? Why do you have to be throwing little jabs at the lady? Like the lady is probably just over there thinking like, what have I done to even deserve this man just over here throwing jabs at me? Um, I will say, Quad, you always seem to have energy for everyone else, but King is playing in your face and you have little to no energy for him. You can't even call him out and tell him, like, yo, you can't speak to me like that. The way he was speaking to you in front of the people, you sat down and let it ride. You sat down and didn't say a thing. You just continue to let it ride as it did, right? And so, to me personally, I feel like you shouldn't tolerate a man speaking to you in that way. And it's very embarrassing that you just let him speak to you that way. I don't know if it's because the sex is that good. I don't know what it is, but you letting him just sit in your face and play with you like that, whilst you always go over there and have so much energy for the ladies, is very, very weird to me. Some women will have so much energy for women, but when men play in their faces, they're just there looking like a deer in headlights. So I definitely do not like that. I personally think that she needs to speak up more when it comes to King. And yeah, don't let him be out here embarrassing you. Even if he's no longer interested, that's fine. Go your way. There is no reason for you to be out here being unnecessarily difficult, trying to embarrass her for no reason. Like, it just doesn't seem good, look good. It just sounds like you're just trying to be a difficult man. And for those who have just come in, thank you. You're welcome. Please hit that like button and also please participate in the poll so I know what you guys think. Okay, let's move on to the whole Toya of it all. Toya, the Met Gala thing. So Toya is basically in charge of the Met Gala this season. And it seems like the girls are trying to pay Toya back for all her shadiness. So you all know in the past, Toya did not donate to the Met Gala. There was a time she decided to give them a case of wine. I think the people wanted money. She gave them wine instead. And I think the year after, they asked for money and she did not give them money. I don't know what she gave them. So it sounds like Toya has always been difficult when it comes to the Met Gala thing with the girlies. And this time around, the girls are deciding to pay her back. Now, here's the thing, I don't blame anyone who decides to be petty. That's not how I would roll because it is meant to be for a good cause. However, if that's what the girls want to do, I guess that's what the girl wants to do. Now, I do think Toya does hold them an apology, and she did flag that. She did talk about that. Um, but I feel like at the end of the day, Quad is like, we're going to do you like you did us, and we'll pick it back up next year. So I guess it really is not about the charity of it all. The people are just like, we are going to pay you back. I don't know whether the other girls are going to choose to be petty, but Toya finally apologized. I think Toya was definitely wrong. If you're doing something as a group, you should contribute. That's where I stand on that. Toya should have contributed. I don't think that for the last time, I think the one where she gave wine the first time, I understand. You thought that your contribution could be anything, it didn't need to be money. But the next time when they told you needed to be money, you could have actually provided money, but you decided to be shady. And so now I guess the people who want to be shady are ready to be shady back to you. So it's sad because it's meant to be for a good cause, and all things being equal, we don't want the people to be shady. But I can also understand someone who decides that, I'm choosing pettiness because this time around we need to teach Toya a lesson. So would that be what I would do? No, but I guess that's where Quad wants to sit on. I will say something. For all of Toya's faults, Toya is smarter than the people give her credit for. Did you guys notice that Toya seems to be the one who came up with the idea that the Maid Gala should be a foundation? If it is a foundation, then they can get funds from companies who would want to use it as a write-off. That is a brilliant plan. And it's surprising that all of these doctors, right, that like to act like Toya is dumb and make jokes. Heavenly is always talking about Toya in her confessionals, being rude, calling Toya dumb and all sorts of names in the book. Yet Toya was the one who came up with the fact that they should have corporate sponsors. So all of the amazing, smart so-called heads that they've had all these years could not come up with the fact that corporate sponsors were required. And registering it as a foundation would be a way to get the money so that these people can write it off tax season. Come on, what are we doing? Right? So hopefully the people will start to realize that Toya is not as dumb as they think she is. I will say that. Now, I do want to talk about Heavenly exposing Jackie for a second. Are we surprised? I've always said for a long time that I feel like Jackie does. Hold on, it seems like my laptop is trying to slip off the table. That is so funny. Jackie does. This is just my personal opinion. I feel like Jackie always says stuff to Heavenly. I think that Heavenly does Jackie's dirty work and has always done that for a long time. So I'm not surprised that Jackie is basically being exposed, because I can almost guarantee y'all that Jackie told Heavenly that Toya was hard and unprofessional and hard to work with and unprofessional. I can almost bet top dollar on that Jackie said that out of her own mouth. On this one, I believe heavily. Because I feel like Jackie be saying ish privately. Jackie be stirring up the ish. Jackie be saying things privately. Right? This is my personal belief. I feel like Jackie be saying things privately, but in reality, she is not going to outrightly say it, but she knows that Heavenly will say it, which is why she tells Heavenly these things. Because let's be honest, anyone who says anything to Heavenly knows that Heavenly is a basket. She cannot hold water. So if she cannot hold water, what makes you think that she did not openly say that to her because she knew that it was going to ultimately get to Toya? I believe that. I don't have any proof of that, but I believe that with all of my heart. Tommy says, please hit the like button as you watch the live. Yes, please, everyone. The likes are not matching. Please hit that like button as you watch the live, everybody. Please hit that like button. There's also a poll in the chat, so please also take part in the poll. Let us know what you think. Okay. So Super, hey Super. Super says in previous years, everyone had not been included in the planning. Yes. So do you know if in the past they tried to include Toya or they didn't include Toya, and that's why Toya decided not to drop the money? Because I can't remember why Toya decided not to drop money. So if you know, Super, please let us know. I'm just very curious. Super also says, yes, I'm sure Jackie said every word. Yep. I stand in it. I'm with Super on this. I 110% believe that Jackie said that ish. Jackie said it. And probably knew that Heavenly would repeat it, but she knew that she would deny it and it would all be fine. And if you notice, Toya did not even necessarily give a dang. I don't think that Toya really cared about it. I think Toya was more like, I'm not taking no, I do not want to hear nothing that Heavenly has to say. Heavenly, I don't know what's going on with Heavenly, but I feel like there's something deep there underneath. Because the way Heavenly has been showing up this season, Heavenly seems to always have something to say. Heavenly seems to have a very short fuse. She's always had a short fuse, but it seems like she has an even shorter fuse this season. And the way she is navigating being in that group is definitely giving extremely short fuse. I don't know why you're so pressed. I don't know why it seems like every single time there is always some sort of issue, beef, or whatever. It's very, very odd to me. So I will not be surprised if Heavenly and Dr. Damon or whatever, or I don't know, have something going on. Or if there's more going on in their home that we do not know about, because she seems extremely on edge. I don't think there was anything that needed to have gotten that far between her and Toya, yet she starts losing her mind again and starts getting heated. And I'm just thinking, like, Heavenly, pipe down. You're always walking off every second. Like, you've always had a short fuse, but now it seems even worse. Like, what is going on? Is everything okay at home? And I say home because, like, when people start moving like that in their friend circle, it's usually because there's stuff happening at home that is stressing them out. And instead of dealing with whatever it is that is stressing them out, they show up in these circles doing the most, running amok. And so that's where I feel like things have been this season. Now, guys, please, do you guys want me to be begging for likes, honey? Please hit that like button. As you guys come in, please hit that like button. Thank you so much. I don't want to beg for likes today, so please hit that like button. Thank you. It's a free way to support the channel. At least I'm not over here right now asking for super chat, so please hit that like button. It's a free way to support the channel. Thank you very much, everybody. Okay. All right, let me see what y'all are saying in the chat. Toya was told she just needed to contribute. Okay. Right. So I'm not sure why Toya decided not to contribute. I know that she brought a case of wine for one. I don't know that she did anything for the second one. I don't think she did. So I'm not sure why she did do anything for the second one. But I know for the first one she brought a case of wine. So yes, I definitely get that. Super says Sweetie told on her channel last season that some of them were just told they either needed to sell 10 tickets or just donate 2,500. Wow. So maybe that's what it is. So maybe Toya did that. Who knows? And now they're basically saying that because she did not donate 2,500, she did not do anything. Ooh, plot freaking twist. So I guess we don't know whether or not Toya was able to at least buy or get people to buy tickets and add that as well. But it does seem interesting that it does seem a little interesting that people are not really getting or it does seem a little interesting that everybody kind of said that Toya did not contribute. But then again, that's the same thing they said, even though she did bring a case of wine the first time, right? So I do wonder if that is just their way of like getting back at Toya. But yeah, if Toya really did not sell 10 tickets or donate, then she is hella wrong for that. If you're doing stuff as a group, regardless of whether or not you like the host, if you're doing stuff as a group, the least you can do is contribute. That's just my perspective about these sorts of things. Okay. All right. Those would be like my thoughts about the episode. Let me see what you guys are saying in the poll, and then we will cover some news that came up afterwards about Married to Medicine. So there's just something else that has come up about Married to Medicine that we will talk about in a second. Also, I wonder if maybe we should just do, because I feel like maybe we should just also do some hot topics with this. 1 second, guys. One second, guys. Okay. All right. So let me just please hit that like button, everybody. Please hit that like button. Okay. So we are also going to do hot topics in this live. I'm just like, since I'm here, I'm just like, let's do the live. Let's do the hot topics as well, and then I will have like separate clips for you guys for anyone who wants to watch like a more focused thing after the live, basically. Okay. All right. Let's give me a second, guys. Let me pull up the update that came up. Sweet Tea basically said that she has not heard from Simone since the vlog at her house. So let me share my screen so that you guys can see her talk about it, and then we will discuss.
some of her friends. Yeah, I hadn't really heard from Simone since we did that video. I hadn't really heard from her like after the season wrapped. She did the YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Last thing that she texted me was about just stay focused on your marriage, stuff like that. And then that was the last time I actually heard from her. And then after that, that's when they wanted me to come out with a statement for the show, and I just was like, I refuse. I'm not going to do that.
They wanted you to come out with a statement for the show? First of all, sweet tea, those people are not your friends. Not Simone. None of these people are your friends. I feel like they wanted to get back at Quad, and so they used you to try to get back at Quad. I feel like that's how the relationship started to begin with. So I'm not surprised that you haven't heard from Simone, you haven't heard from nobody. I think that none of these people think that you guys are friends. I hate to be the one to break it to you, my love, but they do not believe that you guys are friends. And so all of the energy that you are getting from these people is because they don't see you as their friend. Like, sorry, right? I guess my only question would be also, did you try to reach out to Simone, or because at the end of the day, it's also a two-way street, right? Because sometimes people are like, oh, I haven't heard from this person. I haven't heard this person say this, and I haven't spoken to this person. But it's like, okay, did you also reach out to the person, or did you not? Because if you didn't reach out to the person, then you can't be surprised that the person did not also reach out, right? So, there's also that, right? So I think it would be helpful to know whether or not she tried reaching out to Simone at all. But what I think is diabolical is that they wanted her to come up with a statement. It's like, you want her to come up with a statement? Diabolical.
And so they're like, oh, the people. No, I did not. I'm on live. I'm going to put the car in the garage. Okay, I'm on live. I'm on live. On live with who? With nobody. Hello. But yeah, we talking about the last time I heard from Dr. Simone.
Yeah, so it's definitely given the people just wanted you for one thing and one thing only. And then after you were no longer of good use to them, they dropped you. That's what it is given. It's so sad. Because I think Sweet Tea is actually a sweet girl. And Sweet Tea is actually a sweet girl. That has a nice little ring to it. But I actually think she thought these people were her friends. But unfortunately, these people are not your friends. They've never seen it for you. They will never see it for you. They were here for a good time, not a long time. Just that's what it is, right? That's what I think about that. Okay, so let's move on to some hot topics. Guys, please hit that like button. We are shifting gears a little bit to some hot topics. I know it wasn't initially planned to talk about hot topics, but I'm just like, I'm here now. Let's talk about some hot topics before I go off to go and sort out some food. I haven't eaten all day and it's like almost 7 p.m. So I need to go sort my food out. But I wanted to actually chill with you guys. So I'm like, let me just do it all in this video so I don't have to like start a new live and stuff. So we'll do some hot topics real quickly. Then I will head off and actually go eat before I starve myself. In the meantime, guys, just please hit that like button. That is all I ask of you guys today. Please hit that like button if you guys want to support the channel. And let's get into some Real Housewives news, honey. Okay. You all know that Mama Joyce does not see it for Todd. Okay? And Todd and Kandi are going through a divorce. So here is what came up when the people caught Mama Joyce. So TMZ, we're over there.
They're getting divorced. Well, I just feel like all this candy I'm happy.
Mama Joyce said, if Kandi's happy, I'm happy. And she said that with a smile on her face. Okay? So then you see Kandi get in there real quick because she's like, I know my mama. I better get in there before she decides to run amok. Let me just get in there and quickly shift focus a little bit, which she did.
We're happy to hear that. We're happy to hear that. Kandi, we gotta ask you, Kandi, how did you spend Valentine's Day? It was your first Valentine's Day as a single woman.
She looks so much like Riley here, actually. Very cute.
Oh, I was with my, well, first of all, I had to work. I had 2 shows that day.
Okay, well, that's a good distraction.
Juliet, but I took my mom, my cousin April, and my cousin Karan. We all went out to dinner.
That's nice. Kind of like a Valentine. Mama?
Exactly. So sounds like she still had a really good Valentine's Day. It's not like she was over there sitting at home, you know, sad about the breakdown of her marriage. Besides, Kandi is worldwide, honey. She's like, I took my people out to dinner, okay?
Yeah. Kind of like a Valentine's.
Yeah,
Kinda.
Well, I mean, family time.
Family time. Okay, well, how you feeling? You look great.
Thank you. I feel good.
We love that for you. I know you didn't want your mom to come over here, but honestly, as a fan, I felt like your mom was just getting used to Todd. Things were looking good over the last 5 years. That's why I asked Mom, how do you feel? She said, as long as you're happy.
She's been very nice lately.
Of course, she's been very nice because she knows she no longer has to have Todd in your life, in y'all's lives. She did not like Todd for a second. And to be honest, most of the beef that she had with you was because of Todd, right? As in because she did not like Todd, not because of Todd. Let me be clear. Because she did not like Todd. So, of course, she is like, now that Todd is no longer in the picture, ooh, hurrah. Of course, mommy is happy.
Okay. Whatever that means. We need a fashion shop.
Yeah, I know that people are like, Mama Joyce was right. I guess Mama Joyce was right. But at the same time, I feel like Mama Joyce was hella disrespectful. She was hella disrespectful during their marriage. She was hella disrespectful to Todd. Kandi barely said a thing. And so I can also understand why anybody would be fed up of that sort of dynamic. So that's also something that I personally think that, in all fairness, to Todd, I can also understand him being fed up of that dynamic. I know I would be fed up of that dynamic if I had a mother-in-law who was hella disrespectful to me and my mom, and then just did not care. There were no limits. She could go as low as she chose to go, and then my wife would not even step in to say a word. Of course, I would also have some issues with that. So I definitely do not blame. I definitely do not blame Todd for if Todd had an issue with that, which I suspect he did. Although that does not give him a license to cheat or do whatever he did. So I don't know what he did or didn't do, but I can understand if he got tired of the dynamic of Mama Joyce and Kandi. All right, let's move on to, let's see what the people are saying in the comments. I still don't find any of Mama Joyce's antics funny because it wasn't Todd. Because if it wasn't Todd, Mama Joyce would have disrespected anybody. Absolutely. The way Kandi came and grabbed Mama Joyce, yep, because she knows who her mother is. Kandi keeping Mama Joyce close because she's ready to hit that mic and tell it all, probably. She never liked Todd anyway, so of course she's happy. Yep, you can literally see her smiling ear to ear. This meme is funny. She's been very nice lately. Of course she has been, because she does not like Todd. The publicist couldn't pull Mama Joyce away like she did Kandi. Of course, it would have been on and popping, honey. Damn, Kandi, let Mama talk. Oh, so y'all want to hear what Mama got to say, honey. Mama is not spilling no tea. Kandi is all up in there like, no, Mom, you are not saying a thing. Come over here now. I love that. You better put your mama in check, please. Respectfully. Mama Joyce was ready to tell all the dirty, and I'm here for it. Kandi know Mama Joyce will drag Todd up and down the streets like he is a dang rag doll. Okay. Alrighty. I think that's suffices. Let's move on to the next thing that has come up about Todd and Kandi. At this point, Todd and Kandi need to get back on Real Housewives of Atlanta because the plot thickens. The tea runneth over. That is definitely what it is given. So let me share this screen because this is the screen I want to share. Now, apparently, Candy's ex-husband Todd is firing back at her claim that he's living rent-free in her guest home, saying she's the one who kicked him out of the main house without notice. Let's be clear. Did you expect to still be in the same house with her after allegedly stepping out? Now, I say allegedly because we have not seen no proof, but the streets have been alleging that he stepped out. You think she's going to want to be in the same house with you, sir? If that is true, of course not. Of course she is kicking you out. Right? So Todd filed court documents responding to Candy's claim he was essentially squatting in the guest house at her Atlanta property. In his filing, Todd admitted that he was living in the guest house, but he said it was because Kandi unilaterally removed him from the main house by directing her family members to relocate his stuff without his consent and without court intervention. So, literally, all that coming in front of us to play like things are going on well and everybody's doing what they need to be doing is definitely just for storyline because there's no way. I think things are really bad behind the scenes between Todd and Kandi. Super says no one wants boring behind Kandi back. Now I agree that she's very boring. However, I personally want to see what is going on between her and Todd. I definitely feel like they got married on the show. It would be good to also see how they're navigating this new stage of their lives on the show as well. But yeah, I do agree that Kandi is boring. Todd, let me see. Todd said he did not voluntarily leave the home, but did not fight Kandi about it in order to preserve peace and stability. Todd says Kandi has been in New York working on a Broadway project while he has been in Georgia caring for their kids. In court documents, Todd alleged before the split, they both added money into a bank account to use for expenses. He claims after the separation, Kandi told him she would stop using the accounts and will pay all the bills herself. Okay. My thing is this, even if she says she's going to pay all the bills herself, when it comes to bills about your kids, don't you know how much they are? Why can't you just be like, okay, I'm going to send you the money for the kids? At least, if she wants to pay the rest of the bills herself, that is fine. But when it comes to the kids, aren't you going to want to pay for your kids anyway? So that's a little bit, low-key, a little bit confusing. Like, sis, why? Todd said Kandi now attempts to reframe and weaponize this self-created financial arrangement as evidence of financial instability or neglect when the timing and sequence of events demonstrate otherwise. Ooh. It is getting nasty over there at the courthouse, honey. It is getting nasty. A purr for you says Todd is going to make Kandi pay. That is what it is looking like. It really is looking like Todd is coming for all of Kandi's finances, honey. He is definitely fighting for half. That is the vibe that I get is given. I want my half. Okay. Super says it wouldn't benefit Todd as the men don't get paid. To be honest, the men can get paid. Depends on things. So depends on whether or not the court decides that the prenuptial agreement needs to be upheld. There's so many different things that determine whether or not he can still get paid. There's some cases where the men actually end up having to pay like a certain sum of money, or having to be paid a certain sum of money. I've seen situations where the men are being paid alimony. So it happens. It's just there are specific situations where that happens. So yeah, I definitely wish Kandi the best. I think she's going to need it because Todd is definitely giving the impression that he is coming for all them cents, honey. He is coming for all the coins, the paper, everything. Kandi likes to flex, and she may have said that she would pay for everything. I think even if she said that she was going to pay for everything, I think that when it comes to like paying for stuff to do with your children, don't just like be like, oh, someone said they're going to pay for it and let that go. No, you chime in and also pay, right? So yeah, I think it's a little bit I think it's a little bit suspicious that he did not at least be like, okay, let me transfer you some money for the kids. I know their school fees is this. I know this is this. Let me just send you the money so you have that and you can pay for the kids. If you want to pay for stuff to do with the house, fine. I'm not in the house. I'm in the guest house. I'll pay for the bills in relation to the house. But at least bills for your kids, definitely. No one needs to remind you to pay for kids bills for your kids. Super says NJ Men asked to be paid for the reunion. Oh, well, I think it's a good idea for them to ask to be paid for the reunion because think about it. If you insist that you have to come with your husband to the show and your husband has a job, has things that he got to do, and now has to take a day off, imagine the husband is a contractor and has to lose payment for a day just to show up to an event or an event or a reunion that he did not exactly sign up for. Of course they should get paid. So if I was one of those NJ men, and as a contractor that I am, and you're asking me to show up to an event and I must show up to an event, then I am also going to be asking that I be compensated for having to show up to such an event. Super says, I'm talking about the show that the men don't get paid. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, okay, I know what you mean. Yeah, the men don't get paid. Absolutely. I definitely agree. Yeah, I definitely agree that the men don't get paid for the show. But I love the fact that these men asked to be paid for the reunion. Because yes, definitely get paid for the reunion. Makes a good, absolutely good point. Um Let me see. He says Kandi has been making nasty statements against him in an effort to shift the focus away from extended and ongoing physical absence from the kids and her reliance on a third party caregiver. Todd says the judge should give him primary legal and physical custody on a temporary basis until a permanent parenting agreement is put in place. Girl, you better fight that because once it is put in place, it's going to be hard to argue that that should not be the status quo or that is not the status quo and that shouldn't be it moving forward. So you best make sure that does not happen. But yeah, the plot thickens, honey. Like, who knew that it was going to get this crazy between Todd and Kandi? Very, very sad. Let's see what the people are saying. Get out a Kandi house. He wasn't trying to stay around when he had that small apartment in NYC. He doesn't have a choice. Get out the house she paid for. It's in the prenup. Team Todd, Kandi begged that man not to work to take care of the kids is on tape. Oh no, that is not good. That is not good. If that is on tape, that is not good. He can easily argue that and provide the tapes. So I hope that is not on tape. If we flip the situation, y'all wouldn't be telling that lady to get out of that man's house. I think they would, because that's what they were saying to Portia as well. They were telling Portia to get out of that man's house, even though that man signed off for it to be with her and the prenup. So the people were still telling Portia to get out of that man's house. So I think it's the same on both ends. Mama Joyce was right when she called him 100. Yeah. He could go back to NYC in that apartment he has. He about to act so badly. His intentions were never pure. Why would you want to stay in a house that your name isn't on, for one? And if you're not together, I'm sure he can get a house, a condo, an apartment within the kids' school district. Todd, get it together, bro. He does not want to leave the house for a reason, guys. A lot of people do that because strategically it looks good. You know, it's a status quo thing. to be in the home. Honestly, just get out of the house. She got the home before him, right? Did they invest in it together? Absolutely sad. That man does not want to leave. Besides, think about it. He has enjoyed some privileges for being Kandi's man, right? So of course he does not want to go back to not enjoying being or enjoying some privileges as being Kandi's husband, right? So I definitely think that man is probably just over there just being like, yo, I just want to continue to live the life that I have been living, since I got married to my wife. Yes, my wife brought me this opportunity to live like this, but now I can't go back to being the way I was. Okay. So that man is trying to protect his future, honey. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Also, did you guys see the new season trailer for Real Housewives of Atlanta? It seems like it was like they brought back the old one, because it looks like, I know they're using this to promote the show, but it's basically from last season. I don't know if you guys remember it from last season. I remember it because I remember Shumia's ugliest outfit, and I remember thinking, what was this outfit about? So I guess they're using that to promote Real Housewives of Atlanta. I can't wait for the show to come on. For some reason, I feel like that show takes way too long to come out. It feels like such an extensive break before you get the show back. So weird. It would be nice for it to not be such a drag, for it not to be for it not to take too many months, basically. Super says, I'm over Kandi and Todd. Yeah, I can understand, because it feels like there's always something going on between them or something to do with them. So I can definitely understand just being completely over it. Okay, let us move on to Tammy talking about the cancellation of Basketball Wives.
You miss that genre of reality TV?
Ashley with two E's. Considering that, everybody's like Basketball Wives got canceled. And for me, Basketball Wives got canceled the day I walked off that set. So I haven't thought about it.
Okay, all right, Tammy. She said it got canceled when I left, honey. That was the end of Basketball Wives. Do you hear me?
Talk about it.
Since then, you know what I mean? But I don't miss that type of reality ensemble type energy where you're following the lives so closely of a set amount of people. I don't miss it, because I feel like I've opened my entire life up since I was 23 years old. People have just been watching my life.
That's a very interesting point for her to say. Like, I can imagine having cameras following you, finding out all your business, all your dirty laundry, everything that you have going on. Can't be easy at all.
What I love, ensemble oriented, are the competition shows like the Traders and, things like that, where it's just, we show up, we playing a game, you know what I'm saying? And then I can go on about my business and keep my private life private.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. My question also is, do you have something to hide? This is just my curiosity coming in. She didn't say anything that, but it's like, do you have a little something to hide? Super says, I never liked Tammy since Real World. I never watched Real World, actually. I've watched Unfaithful, Basketball Wise, but that's about it.
It's been 9 years. It's been a good run. Is this the end of Basketball Wives for Tammy? Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, 9 years on the show. I think out of all of them, I think she definitely evolved. She got off the show, she evolved, she did other things. I know of a show of Unfaithful. I'm sure she has other shows that she has been involved in. And I think sometimes when you stick to something and don't move on and don't try something else, you may never get the opportunity to do other things, right? So sometimes what you're hanging on to and holding on to is what is blocking you from better opportunities, right? And so I definitely think that I will not be surprised if that is what has happened, because it's like you've robbed yourself by hanging on to opportunities that don't or no longer serve you. You've definitely robbed yourself of greater opportunities. You've robbed yourself of other opportunities. And so I think Tammy made the best decision for herself by choosing to step away from Basketball Wives. I think she definitely did a good job. Everyone is jockeying to get on Traitors. Yes, absolutely. I think being on Traitors is a fantastic opportunity. Look at Phaedra. She was on Traitors. Next thing, the people wanted her back. And so I feel like if she wasn't on Traitors, I don't think the people would have been pushing the way they had been pushing to get her back on the show. So Traitors worked so well for Phaedra, especially because Phaedra knows how to play the game. Phaedra is shady. Phaedra is dishonest. She was so perfect for the show as a traitor. I think also, like, if you just think about it as that, like, she definitely did her big one on the show. I wish that Portia would have also been able to do her big one on the show personally. I definitely would have liked to see Portia show up properly and stay on the show. But of course that did not happen. Oh well. But yeah, I definitely agree that everyone is trying to get on Traitors. And I can understand it's a big platform. It exposes you to so many more opportunities after that. So yeah, fantastic opportunity. Okay, let's shift gears a little bit to Andy talking about Jill Zarin. And we'll also talk about Marquez from Love and Marriage Huntsville, and then we will call it a night. So guys, please hit that like button again. Everybody hit that like button. Hit that like button. It's a free way to support the channel. Okay. And for those who may have just joined in and are trying to listen in to the to Married to Medicine, you are going to have to watch the earlier bits because now I am covering some hot topics. But if you do want to, we have talked about Married to Medicine at length, so make sure you just back it up a little bit and watch the earlier bits so you can get into the rest of the topics. Okay, so okay. All right, where are we with stuff? Let me just have a look. Let me just see. Okay, let's talk about Andy for a second. Let me just get the link up.
Who was let go in season 4 talked about it with me so much on camera, off camera, was finally coming back. And then a week after the announcement. But the thing still will never get over the sight of the Zarin Fabrics Instagram account.
That big old X.
By the way,
this is the thing. It's like, you got this opportunity. Some people, you talk too dang much. Like, sometimes just keep quiet. It's not everything that you think that you say. For goodness sakes.
Damn. I heard from her a few weeks ago about a reunion set that she said had terrible rugs. And she was like, you should get some rugs at Zarin Fabric. I mean, when I saw the Zarin Fabric post,
it's the way it sounds like Andy is laughing for me. Like, his voice sounds like he's a little bit like jokey about it.
It was like, oh my God, the walls are crumbling. I couldn't believe someone who was let go.
Yep, it's like, why would you say that? Like, let's see what this person says. Andy appeared to address it in a usual low smoky voice, like he had just woken up, but he also sounded like he was slightly smiling, which is what I said as well. Like the rest of the world, I think Andy was genuinely shocked by Jill's remarks. Yep, I think the whole world was shocked. Like, what are you thinking? And the way everything has unfolded so quickly. And honestly, I think we can all admit none of us saw this downfall coming. Shout out to Mr. Housewives for this. And yeah, I completely agree. Like, no one saw it coming. And it's just like, how do you ruin your opportunity like that? Like some people, it's I don't know what it is, but y'all need to pray because it's like, why would you ruin such a great opportunity? And why would you just let it go downhill like that? It's like, do you even ever wonder, like, why do you think that is okay? Like, why? Didn't you think about it before you said what you said? Like, what is wrong with the people? Mm-mm-mm. So yeah, that was definitely very, very weird to me. I definitely did not see that coming. I don't think any of us did. All right, let's move on to Marquez. Excuse me. Okay, so it sounds like this lady is ready to join Love and Marriage Huntsville. So sounds like she is dealing maybe a girlfriend to Marquez. Let me make sure I get that on the screen. I thought I had it on the screen. Y'all be indulging me. I thought I shared it with you guys, but yeah. Watch.
You smile a little bit too much and I know what's going on. You know, I'm in Huntsville. I'm in Atlanta, so you know something. If there was an avenue to maybe explore that show, great cast, great story, Love and Marriage Huntsville. What would that look like for you? What would your role be? Where would you be placed? How would you fit into that group? All I would say is that we are ready. Over there.
Oh, this lady said we are ready. So it sounds like her and her man, Marquez, are ready to film. I thought Marquez did not like the show and felt like the show was not a good representation. Like, okay. Yeah, apparently that's her name. Apparently that's her name. Didn't Jill get let go from Bravo for racist comments initially? Did she? Ooh, I guess she's doing it again. But it's like if you get let go the first time, all that time away did not teach you anything? Like you wanted to go back there? Okay. Pattern is a pattern is a pattern.
There in Huntsville, what's going on? I don't know what's going on in.
So it definitely sounds like maybe she is in the middle of like conversations about it. She's teasing it a little bit. Sounds like she is open to coming on the show Love and Marriage Huntsville. Well, so far I will say she seems to have more of a personality than we've seen most of them have. So I guess if she's coming to the show, I wouldn't particularly mind. I would say I feel like the show needs some new blood. So if she's going to come and do what the people expect her to do, then I'm not completely opposed to her being on the show. Chandraka is from OLG. Ah, I see. Kandi and the gang. Yes, yes, yes. Makes sense. But yeah, I think I will not be completely like against her joining. I think it'll be interesting to see her dynamic and how that would be different from what we are currently exposed to. I think that Trish is no fun. None of the girls are really like a bowl of fun. So I hope that if Chandraka comes on the show, she comes and she gives us positive, fun vibes, like enjoyable vibes. Let it be that we're kicking with our friend, honey. That is what I would love to see from Chandraka. But y'all let me know. I gotta go. I'm getting cramps, so I need to rest it up. Thank you so much for participating in the poll. Let me just read this out. And this is tying back to Married to Medicine. I asked if you guys would vote for Heavenly. 17% of people said yes, she'll be a good candidate. 83% of y'all said no chance in hell. And I'm right there with the no chance in hell, honey, because ain't no way I will be voting for Heavenly if I had the opportunity to do so. So thank you everyone for voting. And for those who are in the replay gang, thank you so much for listening. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to let us know what you think in the comment section below. And thanks to everyone who engaged in the chat tonight. Special shout out to Super 3701 because you were here for the first live today and the second live. And thanks always for your support. On that note, everybody, I am calling it a day. I need to go over there and cook. I don't even know why I bought so much stuff. I went to the gym today. Today was my first day back at the gym since the last 2 months. And so I went to the gym, and then after the gym I decided to buy a bunch of like things. I got me some like fish, I got me some prawns, I got me some like mussels, I got me a bunch of food. Like, you know, when they're like, oh, that's how much your bill is. I'm like, I just thought I was picking up a few bits. And now I've spent all the money picking up a bunch of things. So now I'm just like, I probably need to cook something. I think I'm going to make me a nice little grilled suya at home. Maybe I'll air fry it. Ooh, that would be so good. Okay, so I might do that. And then I might cook the rest of the stuff tomorrow because I am actually tired. But yeah, thanks everybody. Let me see what Super is saying. Super said she was the worst hostess ever. She was Candy's cousin, Patrick's girlfriend. Oh, I see. So sounds like she may not be bringing much. So Super definitely bust my bubble on that one because I was hoping that if she comes on Love and Married Huntsville, she could come with some great energy. She could be fun. She could be great. You know, she could give a little bit of a different energy to what we are accustomed to right there on Love and Married Huntsville. But if she's going to be just like the rest of the people, they can keep her where she's at, in my opinion. All right, everybody, thank you so much for hanging today. I know this was a completely different time. We've never done this time before, but thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you guys for showing up. Please hit that like button, everybody. Hit that like button, and I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. See y'all later. Oh, okay. Super says she was fun. Okay, so at least it sounds like she may be the worst hostess, but she was fun. Okay, so my bubble is not fully bust after all. So it sounds like if she comes on Love and Marriage Huntsville, she can bring some fun to the show because I feel like the show needs a lot of fun. The show is dry. It's like watching paint dry. So bring us the fun. I'm absolutely here for it. On that note, everybody, I love y'all. Have a good night. See y'all later. Bye.